today I'm gonna do a mixing session. I have one of my homies, 96. We got one of his songs here and unreleased. It's called I Love You. Should be coming out here pretty soon this year. I just wanted to walk through the mixing session with you guys and kind of show you guys my process, where I start, and then how I end up getting the finishing product. As you can see already, I kind of dove into the session. There's nothing really in here yet. What I did was really just chop the beat. But as you can see, there's nothing on the vocal out, the mix out, and then there's very little on the leads, or the tracks themselves. So, but yeah, I'm gonna show you guys my mixing process and how I pretty much get to the ending product. So let's dive into it. Right now, everything's zeroed out. So what I like to do pretty much is, let me add actually a compressor here. I like to use the RVox. The RVox for me really just keeps a lot of the harmonics in the vocal. And I'm a very simple mixer too, so I like less knobs. And basically what this looks like, you know, you got your compression, you got your gain, and then you got your gate as well, if there's any background noises or anything like that that are affecting, you know, the performance of the vocal. So right off the rip, what I like to do is compress the vocal to the point where it's catching the higher dynamics or the lower dynamics and kind of bringing them together. So I always like to also kind of like sidechain the gain too, because sometimes when you compress, it also makes the vocal louder, but it's also pushing the vocal in front. So sometimes when you're compressing a lot, that vocal gets really high, so that gain will kind of help level it out too. So we'll go ahead and play this real quick.
Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. 'Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one. I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. 'Cause I'm in it for the long run. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far.
So what I was doing right there, as you can see, I messed with the gain a little bit, so it still was matching where the vocal naturally was sitting, right? I like to compress usually his vocals. We've been working for a long time, so I know 96's vocals, and how he performs them. So I usually do compress him at -10 starting. I feel like just the way he performs on the mic, that -10, make sure it captures everything too high and too low and kind of brings it together. But as I was messing with the gain knob just to make sure that that vocal was sitting at the right volume before I put the compressor on, pretty much. All right. So I'm not gonna lie, what I do is I usually copy that. I'll copy that to his other lead, his other leads here. Like I said, I know his vocals, so I pretty much do the same thing with that there. There's going to be times in the mix where I do compress it a little less than others. It just depends on the track. But for this one specifically, -10 hits good, and then his gain is right where I need it to be before I place that plugin on there. All right, so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch windows here, and then we're going to see where this track is hitting. So we're going to look at the master volume down here, and I'm aiming for anything from -3 and below. All right.
Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. 'Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one. I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks would fly, oh, don't forget why I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. La 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 you, baby. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. La 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 you, baby. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. 'Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one. I'll be fighting, it's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks would fly.
Alright, so I noticed there that when his doubles come in, it spikes. You saw that spike, it was at, let's go back here, is at negative 1.5. Alright, so that's when his doubles come in. So what that means is I need to turn these doubles down. Alright, so let me drop these to about, we'll start at like 4.6. Alright, 4.6. Alright, let's see. Now let's see where it hits.
Closure, but I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks would fly, oh, don't forget why
Sorry guys, I keep forgetting to mute my mic on there. I know it's playing through the mic. Alright, so it's at -2. Let's drop this down maybe a little more. Let's do 6.5. You want to leave some headroom just for your track in total. Like, that's going to be very important to leave headroom, because you're going to end up adding stuff to the vocal out and the mix out in general. So you want a lot of room to be able to turn your track up and compete in loudness at the end. So make sure you got that -3 and below. All right, I like to push as close as -3, and then when I'm starting to do the vocal out and stuff like that, I like to push it. I'm not gonna lie, I like to push it to see how loud I can get it without distortion. So I like to get as close to -3 as possible. So all right, let's play it again.
closure, but I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks would fly, oh, don't forget why
Alright, cool. So we had -3.7. That's cool. I'm cool with that. Alright. Alright, cool. So now we're gonna go into EQing the vocal. Alright. So we're looking at the EQ here, and I'm already making a cut. Let me do a full reset actually, guys. So right here, I'm already gonna go ahead and make a cut to around, let's start at 180. Alright. And he's a singer, so like I'm gonna cut up that high, even possibly up to 210. Because like I said, he's a singer, and at the end of my process too, I'll add a bunch of that low end back, and I'll show you guys how later in the process. But I'm just gonna be looking for where that extra muddiness in his vocal is not needed, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do a lot of surgical EQing to his vocals. So
love gets hard.
And also I like to look at the waveform too. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and EQ it, and then I'm gonna explain to you guys what I was doing.
Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one. I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one. I'll be fighting. Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one. I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks would fly, oh, don't forget why love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one. I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes. Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. Cause I'm in it for the long run.
Alright, so here we go. So what I did was I cut up to 191. I dipped at 251, negative 3.5 dB. Then I went around the 500 range because that's where a lot of the boxiness, nasaliness comes in a little bit. This is a lot of the muddiness or the rumble. And so I took a negative 2.8 at 504. All right. And then I boosted a little bit at the 1K because when I was taking out here, I was losing a little bit of presence, right, from his vocal, which is okay, by the way, because this is just the beginning process. You're cutting all the unwanted stuff, so it's okay. And sometimes when you cut, it even like makes the vocal pop a little more, and you'll realize that more once you get into mixing other people or mixing more of your vocals. You'll see that in certain mixes. I don't really mess with the threshold and stuff here, guys. I let my compressors do that. I don't want to put too much on the plug-in, right? So I don't really mess with the controlling of the dynamics here on the EQ. But this EQ is more than capable of doing that. I just don't do it. So again, I boosted the 1007, only a 0.6. Let me actually boost that 0.7 because there could have been a little bit more. So just because I was taking out here, I just boosted, added a little more presence in the 1K area. That's it. All right. And then I did it, and then I copied all his leads. I copied that, right? Sometimes even on the dubs, I'll go ahead.
Wanna try, pass behind. Wanna try, pass behind.
Oh shoot! I don't think I brought it down to the dubs. Hold on.
Wanna try, pass behind.
So if you want to give a little bit more effect to your doubles or put a little bit of sauce on the vocal all together, you can cut a little higher on your doubles. It just gives it's just a little like sauce tip if you want to go ahead and do that, just depending on the track. It don't always fit, but for this track and for singers, I like to cut a little bit more.
Wanna try, pass behind. Don't cry, out your eye.
Because you're gonna hear them, but they're gonna be more. It's just more of a. It's just more ear candy, bro. Honestly, it's just more ear candy for the listener. So I like to cut the dub sometimes a little higher. Sometimes I won't if you want the vocal to be a little bit more full. But in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it a little more. All right. Okay. So we did compression. We have EQing, right? So now I'm gonna add a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay, um, and then we're gonna cut over here. We're gonna cut to the mixing process where lead 3 and 4 are at. I think I want to go ahead and um, make these effect vocals. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. So let's just hear the track real quick, and then up until the chorus. I think the chorus is over here, and then we're gonna go ahead and move to 3 and 4.
Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. 'Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks would fly, oh, don't forget why I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Oh, don't forget why I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Uh, uh, uh.
All right, cool. So there we go. So now his vocals sound pretty much level. What I was doing here is, you guys can see, if you zoom in, this should always be one of the first things you should do in a mix too, guys. I'm not even gonna cap. You guys should always go in here and cut and fade. It just makes the vocals sound more clean. You're not getting background noise. And it just looks better. It looks better than one just big waveform, and like you don't know where a lot of stuff is coming from. So make sure in between all his performances and when there's vocals playing, cut, bro, cut and fade. Like I said, it's gonna sound more clean in the track for sure. All right. Okay. So now let's add some reverb and delay to the vocal.
Love gets hard. Hope you.
And what I'm using for vocals, I mean reverb, is Valhalla Vince's Verb. Fire, go get that, $50. And then what I'm gonna be doing is cutting up until about. Let me push this back a little more. Let's do it up until 225. What that's gonna do is it's gonna still keep that presence in his lead, but toward the middle of his vocals and stuff like that, you're gonna hear a little airiness, and I'm probably gonna adjust this as I'm hearing it. Always, when you're adding effects and things like that, play the vocal while you're messing with the effects, so you get that perfect sound. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna do it with the delay too. What I'm using for delay is H delay, and then over on my second delay for the eighth, I'm using Manny Mariquin. He got some cool delay effects in here for the eighth, so we'll see if we use this. And then, yeah. All right, let's play this.
Love gets hard. Love gets hard. Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. 'Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks will fly, oh, don't forget why I love you, baby.
All right, so there's a cheat code for delay. I mean, for reverb. I think it's like 60,000 minus. Shoot, there's like an equation. I think it's like 60,000 minus your tempo or divided by your tempo, and then you get your reverb time. That's always cool to do, but I always just play it by ear, as you should always do. You know what I'm saying? Every mix you go into, always play it by ear. But you can go ahead and go online, find the equation, dial that in if you want that perfect reverb. But I always use, my ears. So, and also these are supposed to be going out to my vocal out. Let's see. Vocal out. And then vocal out. Okay, cool. Alright, let's see.
Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far.
Sorry, guys.
Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. 'Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks will fly, love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. 'Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks will fly, oh, don't forget why I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby.
So for those harmonies, I'm probably gonna add more reverb to those, just a little bit, and then I'm actually gonna do the. I'm actually gonna do the other delay, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into it, and see on the Manny Mariquin delay, you can actually like have them be different over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna experiment with it real quick. Let's see what's popping with this.
A lot had Allah had Allah had Allah has changed, but I still feel the same. Allah has changed.
All right, cool. So I think that's fire. So let's and then one thing now is play the whole track. Just make you gotta play it with the beat in there to see if everything's fitting. Cause right now we're just doing it based off vocals. So turn the beat back on, play it, and adjust.
Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one. I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks will fly, oh, don't forget why I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Oh, don't forget why I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Allah had to fly. Oh, don't forget why I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, I love you. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. I love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Allah has changed.
All right, so I went in a little bit and then did a little bit of effects. Like felt like if I gave it a little bit more of a telephone effect on there, I'd give a little bit more to that post hook, right? So it's just a little. This is a section of the song where people are just grooving, right? So you want to throw a little effects in here just to give that vocal a little bit of ear candy for the listener, to get into that groove. And so I adjusted, I added another EQ, did the telephone effect, added some flanger too. I saw you, if you guys saw, I added the air flanger, gave it a little bit more of a wavy vocal, and then adjusted the delay and reverb. I brought it out a little bit more too on this part. So, and then it goes right back into the lead vocal. All right. Okay. So now, I feel like right here I have a good foundation of how I want my vocal, or how I want his vocals to sound in the track, right? So, oh wait, hold on. I want to add one more sauce trick. So when it comes to doubles and stuff like that, usually they pan them hard left or hard right just to open it up, right? Open up that vocal. So now what we finna do right here is a little sauce trick that I'm finna give you guys on Pro Tools. I always like my stuff to always feel like it's evolving or moving. It's not predictable. So on my doubles, I'm gonna go ahead and add something called, wait. Oh, because it's, okay, this is what I gotta do, guys, look. Okay, because it's already in, damn. Wait. Okay, hold on. Can I add it? No, it's not letting me. Okay, what's going on? There's something going on. So right now, you could tell that the vocal is not in. Why is that? Why is that? Okay, hold on. Alright, I'm gonna finish that later. I'm gonna finish. Alright, so what I like to do to my doubles and my ad libs, there's a plugin on here. Let me see if I can just add it. How do I add a new track again? Oh, no. What's that? What's the key command for that? Oh, shift command N, that's right. So shift command N gets you a new track, mono, boom, boom, cool. So the plugin called Auto Pan. This right here is gonna pan your vocals left and right. You can change the rate on how fast you want it. So usually I'll offset those. Let me just do that, bro, right here, cause this is really important to my mixes. This is what makes me me, I feel like. Yeah. And then we're gonna add another one here. No. Usually you just keep those in. Boom. Cool. And then this one too. Wait. Boom. Alright, so these are auto panning now. This one is gonna go probably about a little faster than the other one, like 65. This one's gonna be a 49. That way they're always just, they're always moving, bro. They're never gonna be sounding the same. So for this, let's bring it down here. Bring this one down here. And then take these. Same, boom, boom, and then reverb. Okay, cool. And then these will drop down to 6.5. In this case, 6.6. Cool. Alright, now I can just delete these, get them out the way, boom. Cool, now my dubs. This is dub 1, dub 2. Make sure you guys title all your stuff, please. You gonna want that. And color coordination. This one, yeah. Okay, cool. Alright, so now let's just play these by themselves.
Wanna try, pass behind, don't cry. Out your eye.
Alright, guys, I don't know. Okay, so usually, honestly, too, I'm going off this is a different template he sent me. This isn't usually my template, but in this case, I'm just going to pan them left and right. But on my template, I throw auto pan on there so they're always moving left and right. Don't forget, auto pan on ad-libs and dubs, all right? And offset those rates. It's gonna add a lot of movement in the vocals. It's gonna be super wavy, right? But in this case, right now, just because we try to move forward, I'm gonna play them hard left, hard right for one, okay? Cool. All right, so like I said, I feel like now I have a good foundation of how I want his vocals to sound in this track, okay? So let's go ahead and play.
Love gets hard. Hope you don't run away. We've made it so far. Baby, I hope you stay. 'Cause I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, you're the one. I'll be fighting. It's not over. No, we've been heading towards closure. But I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks will fly, I don't forget why. But I still feel the same, still on your way. Let's turn the page, hanging up my jersey. I ain't playing no games. It would be such a shame if we stayed in our ways. No, I can't erase all my mistakes, but I can replace your pretty face. Yeah, I wanna try to put the past behind. Don't cry. Wipe those tears out your eyes and be mine. I don't mind if it takes time to rewind. When the sparks will fly, I don't forget why.
All right, guys. So that's that's a solid foundation. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I pretty much start out my vocal mixing or my mixing in general when it comes to a track. Um, I'm gonna leave it off right there. You guys got the meat and potatoes. I'm gonna do a quick overview right now because I'm not finna go into my mixing chain, like my actual mixing and mastering chain. That'll be for a whole nother video. If you guys want me to, get into the mixing and mastering stuff, go ahead and hit me on the DM and stuff like that or whatever, or in the chat. Let me know if y'all want a mixing and mastering chain, to where I can take a good rough mix right here and then fully, completely mix and master it, and make it radio ready. All right, ready for streaming, ready for sync, ready for any type of placement. All right, label deals, whatever. All right. So first things first, you go into the vocals. This is gonna be number one, guys. Number one step. You're gonna get your vocal stems, and you're gonna cut and you're gonna fade everything. Every vocal, every waveform, you're gonna cut and you're gonna fade it. Like I said, it just makes it clean. Look, I gotta go back up in here and fade too. So it just makes it clean. All right. Number two, you're gonna gain stage. What that means is making sure the levels hit anything between -3.0 or under on your headroom. All right. So you're gonna go into the volume of your tracks, adjust. Usually the doubles or the ad libs get turned down. They're behind the lead vocal, and then you guys will go ahead and complete that. Get that to your -3 and below. All right. Then you guys are gonna go into your EQ, surgically EQ your vocals. All right, you're gonna take out unwanted frequencies. You're gonna go ahead and cut, do a high pass all the way up until where you feel like the vocal is still a little full, but it's taking out the unnecessary rumble in the low end. For example, 500s. If you're nasally in your vocals, you want to dip there. If you want to add a little more presence because now you feel like your vocal is dull, go ahead, boost the 1K a little bit. Over here between 2, 4, and then even 5K, you're going to get the crispiness, right? You're going to get that little sizzle. And then anything from 10 or 8K all the way up, you're going to get the airiness in a vocal, all right? Now, that's EQing. Then you're going to your compressor. It doesn't matter if you use RVox or anything else. The main point of the compressor is to make sure that the highs in the vocal performance and the lows in the vocal performance are squashed to the same level. All right. And don't forget your gain knob too. That gain knob is going to be important. You always want your vocal to still be at the volume that you had it at before you added your plugins, right? Because then it's going to start messing up your gain staging. But the main point of the compression is to get your vocals and controlling those dynamics. All right. Okay, so there's compression, and then reverb and delay. I have an effects one somewhere too. I don't know where that's at. Maybe it was in an idea. Let me take that out. Then you add your reverb and delay to your liking, depending on leads and in choruses and pre-choruses, post, whatever, bridges, all that. Adjust it to however you like it and fits the track. Always remember, do a mix or mix while you're having the beat off, but also turn the beat back on so you can hear how that mix sounds and how your vocal is sitting in that track. All right, so you can make adjustments on both ends. And then other than that, that's pretty much it as far as like your first foundation. I didn't really talk about my routing, guys. My bad. My routing, I have all my vocals going to a vocal out. I have my beat usually going to a beat out. And then all this stuff is going to my mix out. My mix out is before my master. So on my mix out, that's where I'm gonna do all the heavy lifting when it comes to the mixing and mastering of the full track, gluing everything together and making sure. I'm also going to be EQing the whole track as a whole, adding saturation, more compression, things of that nature. So But that, like I said, that's a whole nother video for you guys. I just wanted to go in and kind of show you guys how I start my mixing process and what I do before I go into that final mixing and mastering phase when it comes to my beat out, vocal out, and mix out. All right, guys. Um, Other than that, I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm gonna be doing more of these. I'm also planning to do more music business conversations too on here, and then as always, I'm gonna be gaming or doing production in the live streaming it too. All right, so again, appreciate you guys. I hope a lot of this stuff made sense and helped you guys in your process. When it comes to mixing and answering some questions. So, other than that, guys, peace, and then until next video.